Which means it's time for our weekly box office report brought to you by our friends at AMC Theatres. Debuting at number 1 this weekend is the new Jack Black film Goosebumps. The family horror film based on the popular series of books takes the top spot, bringing in $23.5 million. Dropping down to the number 2 position is the Matt Damon film The Martian, making an additional $21.5 million, bringing its worldwide total up to just under $320 million. And third is the new Tom Hanks film, opening with $15.4 million. In fourth spot is the new horror/romance film Crimson Peak, taking an additional $12.85 million. And rounding out the top 5 is the animated film Hotel Transylvania 2, making an additional $12.25 million for a worldwide total of over $267 million. John, what stands out to you about this week's box office report?
Well, there are a couple things, but I mean, obviously, kudos to Goosebumps. I think most of us saw that Goosebumps was going to come in number 1. Not by much. Not by much, just by a couple of very thin $1 million. The Martian almost got 3 weeks in a row. But actually what stands out to me is the continuing struggles of The Walk. The Walk has now only pulled in like $9 million worldwide. This week came in 13th place. And Pan continues to struggle mightily. In its second week, it made like, what was it, $5 million in its second week for a $25 million domestic on a $150 million budget. These are numbers that studio execs get axed over. Oh, yeah. So, and I liked the marketing for Pan. So we talked about this last week. I really thought it would do better. I didn't think it would do magnificent blockbuster numbers or anything, but I certainly thought better than this. I also certainly thought The Walk, while I think we all knew it wasn't going to be a blockbuster, I was expecting better of that. Bridge of Spies, right around where I thought it would be. Crimson Peak, I thought would be a little higher than 12. I put around 18 to 21, but it came in a little bit lower. But yeah, man, The Walk and Pan are the ones that stick out to me the most. Schnepp, what about you?
Yeah, I didn't see that Pan was even in the top. What was it? It was number 13.
It was no. The Walk was 13. Pan came in number 6.
Okay,
in its second week.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, these kind of remakes like Lone Ranger and things that are just like out of everybody, like only people who are like 70 or 80 will remember. I remember Peter Pan. It's like, you know, Peter Pan's almost there, like being just phased out. They needed to do it as a horror film, or I mean, you know what I mean? It has to be like a complete, total reboot in order to get people very interested to see Peter Pan again, or just re-release the original animated film. I bet that would have done better than Pan. But yeah, Goosebumps, you know what? I didn't really like it when I saw it, but I get why it's a success and why some people like it, because it's definitely it's age down horror. It's for like kids 8, 9, 10 and their families. So families can take their kids to go see this. It's a lot of fun, and it's a movie that younger kids can watch slightly older versions of themselves, like, oh, those kids are in high school and they're having adventures. I think it plays into that world.
I can't wait till I get in high school and I can fight the werewolf.
Totally. That's exactly why I think it's a success.
No, I'm just quoting Mark Ellis from like yesterday.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, sorry.
I remember he said that.
I'll have my driver's license. It's going to be sweet. You know what strikes me? Well, first of all, it's another weekend and another swing and a miss for old Mark Ellis guessing the box office numbers, because I did horrible this week. I did get Goosebumps at number 1. The Martian might be my favorite movie of the year. I did not expect it to be holding on as well as it is, and I love it. I am so excited that people out there are experiencing this movie in a theater the way it should be seen. Yeah. Crimson Peak is the big disappointment to me, because I didn't like the movie that much. I thought it was okay. It was entertaining, but Guillermo del Toro, it's like you didn't need this to happen. If you're trying to convince a studio to give you enough money to make Pacific Rim 2, you didn't need a movie like this to come out around Halloween and still do as poorly as it did. It got its ass kicked by Goosebumps, and it's because families want some sort of scary, family-friendly thing to go see, whereas Crimson Peak didn't look like that, and by the time it came out, it wasn't even playing as a horror film that much, so people are going to save their horror dollar to go see maybe even Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, or something like that. So Goosebumps, I think, deserved to win because of the broad audience appeal that it had, and I'm happy to see The Martian hanging in there.